What's up everybody, it's Johan Nordström from TradingValk, and in this video we're gonna look at price action and how you can analyze Forex charts using price action and really how to find good entries and exits. So, looking at the USD JPY daily chart, you always want to start by analyze high time frames and then move down to lower time frames to find high probability trades. So this way of top-down analysis will let you trade in the direction of the trend, so you will have a higher probability of successful trade, and when you take trades on entry signals on lower time frames, you will lower your risk. So let's start on the daily time frame here and look at price action. And as you can see here, just a quick glance of this chart, we started up here and now we're down here. So just by doing this quick analysis, we can see that trend is down. And you also see here that we have lower highs with lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and this zigzagging here down is also an indication of a trend down. You can also look at trend channels, and as you can see here, if we draw trend channels here, you can see that this is trending down. And like I talked about in a previous video, always draw a line in the middle of these two lines. So the middle here is the mean line, and at this line you will often find support and resistance. So just looking at this daily time frame here, we can see that the trend is down, and when the trend is down you want to take short trades. So you want to go short on sell signals. If we now move down to a lower time frame to find a good level to enter, we can move down to a 1 hour chart. So this is the 1 hour chart. You can see here that we see the trend channel lines. So this is the lower trend channel line and this is the mean line. And always when you use support and resistance, when you trade Forex, you can't see these lines or levels as exact. You need to see them more like zones. So as soon as price is closing in on this mean line, you need to be prepared to go short if you get a good signal. Now, I talked about finding a good level. So what you can do then is just look at simple support and resistance levels. So by drawing out some resistance here and some support, we now have resistance where we see price come up to that level. And as I talked about, levels are not exact, but you see here this zone and this level act as resistance and price reverse. And at the support, price reverse. So that's a sign of price moving between support and resistance. And if we look on the daily chart again, we can see that these levels are important on the daily chart as well. So you see here, especially this line right here also confirms this low, and this line also confirms this low. So this is support becomes resistance over here. So now you have the support becomes resistance and you have the trend channel down with the mean line. So as I talked about in our previous video, this will now act as a very strong short level. So if we move down again to the 1 hour chart, we can see here that when we come up to this resistance level, some people will just look at this chart, and looking at this chart, this looks like a breakout. So some traders will go long on the breakout here, and that's not a good trade because you know we have the strong resistance, the trend channel mean line. So I looked at this and I thought, well, this is probably going to be a failed breakout based on my price action analysis. I entered an order to sell, and as you can see, we had a very strong move down. So when you have your entry, you place a stop loss at a point where the trade fails, and the area where this trade would fail is if price come back up and break this high again. So place my stop loss above here and my entry was here. Now where did I place my take profit? Well, since we used the top-down analysis approach and we got the idea of short on a higher time frame, I want to use the higher time frame to find my take profit. By doing this, I use the lower time frame to take low risk trade with very good risk reward. So I have a big take profit target, but a very low risk. And that's the key to profitable trading. Just by looking at the daily chart again, a logical area to take your profits is this previous low here that also is in confluence with this lower trend channel line. So when price come down to this level, this is going to be a good take profit. If we analyze what happened on the 1 hour chart, we can see that price just crashed, and then over the weekend price gapped down. Now let me ask you, do you think smart money go short after such a strong move and a gap down? No, they don't, because they entered up here and created this move. Now this gap down looks very bearish, and when things look very bearish, that's probably the time to go long and the time to close your short trades if you're short. So at the gap down here, when we touched the support of the lower channel line, I closed my trade with a very nice profit. And as you can see from that, price reversed a very strong bullish candle and came up again to this support becomes resistance. So that's how you use price action. Now you see here, just to recap, we had the trend channel down with lower highs and lower lows, and the mean line, which is a good level, and the support becomes resistance. So we knew that this was a good short area. And to limit risk, we move down to a lower time frame. So by looking at the 1 hour chart, we can see these resistance and support lines. And when price come up to this line, and you see that price breaks out of it, but since we're at the strong resistance, you need to be ready to go short if this fails. This fails and you enter short, you place your stop loss above, very low risk, and you take your profit at the higher time frame take profit target. You can see here, this is at least a risk reward of 10 to 1. So for every dollar you risked, you made 10. And this is the beauty of price action trading, finding low risk trades with big reward. Happy trading and to your success.